Hi, everyone. Welcome to the special consciousness about Pesach, about the night of the order. So we're going just to jump in. Today we're going to talk about the 15 steps. We're going to learn about it together. Usually it's good to go and to read the Agada before the Seder. So we are a little bit more than a week from Leila Seder. So if you have the Agada at home, I really recommend to go over it, to read, to scan, to learn, except of all of the other books and lectures that you can listen to and educate yourself. You know, every year we need to think that this is my first Pesach. This is my first year I'm doing Pesach. So if this is my first year, I know nothing. If I know nothing, I can learn and receive a lot. If I know everything, so then I'm coming to Passover, like, I'm doing things, but as a robot. And according to the Kabbalist, the more we prepare ourselves, the more we can receive. And, we learn Kabbalah want to prepare the vessel, right? One of the things the Rav told us, I remember it was, I think it was Sukkot. We went to do Tashlich. It was in Tel Aviv, I think it was the fifth floor where the mikveh, in the roof. And we waited over there to do the Tashlich with the Rav, and the Rav asking us, does someone read the Ari before he came here? So, we're like, everybody look at each other. Does someone bring the Ari, with him to the Tashlich? So someone ran to one of the rooms to bring the Ari, and the Rav explained that for us, for Kabbalah Center, the Kitvei Ari, to scan the Kitvei Ari before any holiday, before Shabbat, before special days at the year, he says for us is as the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch, it's all the halacha and the ways that we should behave, to do, not to what we should do, what we shouldn't do, to cleave ourselves with the Creator. So the Rav said before, special occasions, special days, it's good for us to scan Kitvei Ari. So I hope all of you have Kitvei Ari, and you can scan also, even without understanding, just to inject the energy and to prepare the vessel before Pesach. So just in general, before we go into share the screen and see the PowerPoint, in the night of the order, we have 4 levels of connections that it's called the Gadluyot, right? We have Katnut Aleph, Katnut Bet, Gadlut Aleph, Gadlut Bet. It's like, if we try to explain it in a simple way, it's since the person, the human being born, right, till he received that level of Gadlut Bet, it's after the age of 20, right? So we're going through all of those stages in life. It's called Katnut Aleph, Katnut Bet, like when a person have a small consciousness, he's just busy with more and more with the desire to receive for oneself alone. Then Gadlut Bet, he a little bit elevate himself. Katnut Bet, and then Gadlut Aleph and Gadlut Bet. He have more consciousness, and Gadlut Bet, it's the highest level of consciousness that the person have the real desire to cleave himself with the light of the Creator. Okay, and one of the things we know in that night, we're going through those 4 levels to prepare ourselves, to prepare our vessel to receive the energy of Gadlut Bet for the entire year. Now, we know we have 15 steps in the night of the order, the night of Leila Seder. Why 15 steps? It's connecting with the first 2 letters of the Tadagamaton, the Yud and Hey. Yud K, so it's in the Markov value, it's 15. It's connecting us with the level of Yud, it's the level of Chokhmah, and Hey, the level of Bina. And you will see that most of the connections, we're connecting with Chokhmah and Bina the entire night, okay? Now, the plate connecting us with the 10 emanations, and the cup that we're using to drink the wine, connecting us with the level of Ima, it's the level of Bina. And the breads represent, what represent the breads? It's the matzah. The matzah represent the level of Abba, it's called the level of Chokhmah. So again, as we mentioned before, we have Chokhmah, we have Bina, So it means when we're talking about drinking the wine, every time we drink the wine, we cleave ourselves with the level of Binah and correcting whatever we're supposed to correct. We're going to go over the Agada soon, the steps. And when we eat in the matzah, we're cleaving ourselves with the energy of Chokhmah. Okay, so remember, Binah and Chokhmah. Now we have three connections with the matzah, and we have four connections with the wine. And the energy that we connect in the entire night, as we mentioned before, it's Chokhmah and Binah. And before each step, we're supposed to say the name of the step. First of all, when we start at the beginning, we're going to say, we need to say the entire 15 steps. Now, why we need to mention the 15 steps before and each step, again, to mention the name, and all together we're supposed to say it, because it's called Pesach. The mouth is talking. Pesach. Okay? So we're using our mouth to create those strong connections. So now, let me share the PowerPoint so we can, let me just open the full PowerPoint. A second. Okay, so now we can see the PowerPoint. We can share full screen. Okay, now it's full screen. Let me minimize everyone. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to start the first step. As we can see, let's just run over the steps. Ah, you see it? Okay, let me just go backward. Okay, just a second. Okay, so let's just go quick, because first of all, we're preparing the plate, as you know. So we have the plate of the seder. See, we're going to put all the first, it's going to be the shak bone, represent the level of chesed. Well, when we build in now, we build in the computer. Remember that right now, the first 12 days of the month of Nisan, what we are doing, we actually planting the seeds for the entire year. In the night of the Seder, it's called the night of the order, Leil HaSeder. We create in order also for the entire year. So now when we create in the plate, we also create in the order for the entire year, because remember, the plate represent all the 10 emanations. So the first one is the Chesed. Again, we need to announce, right, when we're doing it. We build in the software, then we have the egg, okay? And so with the level of Gvura, Yitzchak. Chesed was Avraham, now Yitzchak. Then we have the herb, the maror. So it's Tiferet, Yaakov. Then we have the charoset, right? The fruits blend called charoset. Now it's the level of Netzach. Okay, it's Moshe Rabbeinu. Then we have the parsley, the hod, it's Aaron. We have the lettuce, level of Yesod, Yosef HaTzadik. Then we have the Seder plate that represent the Malchut, and it's King David, right? So after we build the plate, we didn't finish it. We have another three levels. So what are the three levels? Now we have the matzot, right? The three matzot. Now we complete the whole 10 emanations, right? So we have the first matzah, the top one, connecting with the level of da'at. And the letters are Vav, Vav, and Vav. You have everything inside of the Haggadah. If you have the Haggadah, you can actually open the Haggadah now and you can follow. But it's important for us to mention it and to scan also. Because remember, we're creating the computer, the software. So we put the first matzah, the top one, it's Vav, Vav, Vav. Also, it represents the Kohen, Levi, and Israel, the three matzot. Then the level of Binah, the second matzah, it's Vav and Dalet, Dalet and Vav, okay? That's the one in the middle. He actually will be the Afikoman also. And we have the level of Chokhmah, right? This is Kohen, Levin, Israel, Chokhmah, Dalet and Yud. So we have Vav, 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 Dalet, Vav, and Dalet and Yud. Now, after we built the software, okay, you can see the 10 emanations. This is the way it's looking the Haggadah. Okay, you see the whole emanations, and you see here the 3 matzat, right? We have Dat, Bina, and Chokhmah, Chokhmah, Bina, Dat. Okay, and now, as I mentioned before, after we built it, now we're going to say the whole step together, right? So we need to say everything here. Kadesh urchatz, karpas yachatz, magid rachza, motzi matza, maror korech, shulchan orech, tzafun barech, halel nirtza. So that, it's good to say everything, all the 15 steps all together. And now we're going to start the steps of the Seder. So as we mentioned before, we didn't mention yet, in the Leil Seder, what we want to receive, we receive by connecting with the 15 steps to Chokhmah and Bina. We want to build and receive new Zir Anpin. Because what's happened during the year, because of our short circuit, we damaging our Zir Anpin, and we're damaging our connection to the light of the Creator and to the blessings we're supposed to receive, each one of us, to our life and to the world, okay? Because each one of us, the work that we are doing, just, to remind ourselves, it's not just for me. Each one of us, it's a channel, he is a channel of light, he's a beacon of light, he is an antenna to download the blessings to the entire world. So each one of us is very unique and special, that's supposed to bring the blessings to his life, but also to the entire world, and no one else can receive or download those blessings. So at that night, what's happening? We're going to connect, to the level, as we mentioned before, to father and mother, Chokhmah and Bina, as you can see here. We have the Keter, Chokhmah and Bina. We have the Zir Anpin, okay? That connecting, okay, sorry, I just pressed something. That's called the Sun, our truth soul. Our truth soul, connecting with Zir Anpin. This is our ability to connect with the light, okay? And this is Malchut, we are here, all right? Now, what's happening, as we mentioned during the year, when we are selfish and reactive and behave in a negative way, so there are different negative forces that attach to our soul in that time of the year. So what's happening, the Zir Anpin cannot stay. The Zir Anpin go to Bina, and he hide itself, right? So now there's no really connection. We need to build the Zir Anpin again and again. So now, instead of that, right, what's happened, all our negativities start to control us, okay? The fears, different limiting love, that we have, and now our soul connecting us to the false Zir Anpin, And then this is why many times we don't get it, like why I'm not receiving what I'm supposed to receive, because there are different klipot that controlling us and stealing our energy. And we have one night, it's if we can really take it in and really appreciate, the light of the Creator, that he gave us this opportunity to renew, to build. It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter how many short circuit the person did in the past year. The Creator given us the ability to connect, not just to connect, to jump in the levels. Let's say even in the past year, I didn't do so much spirituality. Let's say a person, it's even his first year, But if he really wants and really doing his preparation and come to Leil Seder and doing the work in the right way, he can jump in the spiritual levels and receive a lot of blessings for the next year, okay? So that night is very important. This is why I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter how many times you did the Pesach, this is your first Pesach. And we have to come with that intention. This is my first time. Wow, so my first time, I'm so excited, okay? So we want to remove that false zir and pin and to get a new zir and pin, okay? So how we doing it? How we receive that new consciousness of the zir and pin? The way that it works, and we're going to see here, right? So we have the two tools, right? So we have the letter Yud that represent the level of Chokhmah, father, that represent the matzah, okay? That's amazing technology. Very simple technology and very powerful technology. And then we have the wine that represent the letter Hey, right? So Chokhmah, it's a father, Abba, and the Binah, mother, it's the Hey, and the letter, the energy of the remarkable value of 5, okay? So we have 15, the 15 steps. So with the wine and with the matzah, we can renew the zir and pin. Just try to imagine, like it's like it's so blessing that the creator give us those tools, right? Didn't tell us just go and be in the sun and work so hard and do so much, like things. No, just, come, do connection, enjoy, eat, drink, sing, and receive New Zealand pin. Just, you need to prepare yourself before and to have the understanding what you're doing, okay? So it's really, I think it's pretty like amazing and very powerful blessing, right? So when we're using the matzah and the wine, now we're removing all the negative forces, okay? And what's happening? You can see here. Now we're creating and receiving new zir and pin. Now, the new zir and pin that we're receiving, just to mention, it's happened at midnight. So usually the 15 steps, if we're doing them in the right way, it takes time with all the meditations, all the intentions, and we reach in midnight. In midnight, we're receiving the new zir and pin, okay? Now, let's continue. So we have 15 steps as of the Seder. We have the negative fears and the limiting love. And we're going to talk about it in a second. Okay, you're going to see it here. I'm just going to put everything that we can see. Oh, okay, just boom, boom, boom. Just a second, it went too fast. Okay, so if we're talking about the matzah and the wine, what we're going to eliminate in that night, right? So we have the negative, let me take another one back. We have the limiting loves, that we're talking about silliness, evil eye, sexual impurity, an impure spirit. And also we have the negative, oh, what's happened? Oh, it's going actually backward, just a second. Sorry. Okay. So now we have the negative fears that we remove, as you can see, with the power of the matzah, all of those missiles, right? And we destroy it. And then we have the missiles with the wine, the 4 cups of wine, removing all of those negativities. Now we receive the new zir and pin being born, okay? Now, just for us to, we have a list just to see what we're removing with the matzah. Negative fear, right? I'm afraid of being judged, being controlled, losing my freedom. I'm afraid to give money, to give time, to give my heart, trusting, to give up an addiction, etc. There is so many like different negative fears. Also limiting loves. My limiting loves are, being right, looking good, being needed, being controlled, eating when I am done, approval, speak about others, creating drama, to have guilt, to be victim, to complain. Okay, so this is just a few of the examples of all of the negative things we can remove with the wine and the matzah. This is why it's very important. The physical action, it's physical action. And this is why it's very important to check what we have in our thoughts, in our mind, and to focus. This is why it's very good to do it, when we do it in the center, we do it with a lot of people. So everyone together, like having the consciousness, and we're announcing everything so we can put the intention together, but it's very important to learn and do it, before we come into Leila Seder. This is why we're doing what we're doing now. Again, those are the steps, right? So we're going to start from the first step. The first step will be the Kiddush. It's called Kadesh, right? The stage one, the first step. You can see in the Haggadah, you also have all the intentions from the Ari here in the right side, and the Haggadah, it's going to be under. So we will receive in the first cup, receiving it's called Gadlut Bet, the first Gadlut, the big Gadlut, but this is the second Gadlut. It's come from Ima. Now we actually start to remove limiting loves, okay? And the first negativity we're removing, as you can see, it's called removing the spirit of silliness. That spirit actually of silliness, there is a thin line between to being happy and being silly. So when we're happy, we want to keep that happiness, but what Satan does, there is that spirit, he makes us to do like silly stuff, and then we can lose all the energy. And then we can find ourselves, instead of staying happy, we can find ourselves actually arguing or fighting. So we don't want it. We want to remove that negative silliness, okay? It's called ruach shtut, okay? So the second step, urchatz, the washing of the hands. Now here, not everyone need to wash their hands, just the head table. This, we have two type of washing the hands and the Leila Seder. One, it's to remove negativities from our consciousness, from our life. It's like, when a person is doing a mikveh, so he's removing negativity. But that's the head table doing it, and also it's connecting us with the level of the angels. That's part. So what we need to do, just to pay attention when the head table is doing it. If you're doing it in the center, if you're doing it at home, so one of the persons that lead the night can do it, and the rest just meditate, and can be one soul. Can be one soul. The third stage, third step, we're doing the parsley, karpas. So also here, it's good to take just a few leaves, not too many leaves, because if you're eating too much, because the quantity will also count, then you need to do last blessing. So because we are in the middle of connection, we're going to do a motzi soon. We don't want to do the last blessing, so you're just taking a few leaves. You see here in the picture, they have 5. You can have like just maybe 3 leaves. You dip it in salt and water. We're connecting with karpas. Karpas actually have let me see if I have the English. Okay. You can see the explanation here. So karpas is also, the letters are samech parech. It's to taking us from that slavery that we connect with the opponent. But also, as you can see here, a slave, he is doing the minimum that he need just to survive, But we don't want to connect with that energy of just minimum, because we want to be above it. We want everything. I want the light. If I want the light, I want to do everything. The Rav used to say, I want everything. I want all the money. I want everything to belong to the Rav. But the Rav know, if the Rav wants everything, the Rav need to give everything. So we need to understand that if whatever we want, we need to give, we need to do. So if we stay in slaves just to the opponent, we're going to do the minimum, this is what I need to do, let me just do it, spiritual, physical, how much I need to do, this, what do you want to do, just to move 2 chairs, 2 chairs, I finish, and the rest of the people working, I will sit. Why? Because I finished my part. No, but if I move to 2 chairs and I see my friends still working, hey, who needs help? I need to do more, I want more, but I want the light. So here, we want, it's not something we think of, because we have a lot of opportunities during the year. I want to raise my consciousness to a high level of consciousness, that I want to be connecting with the light 24/7. So it's not like minimum I want to do. There's not like minimum in my head. I want to do the maximum. I want to expand my invested because I want more. Okay, this is very, very powerful. It looks like simple step, but it's very, very, very powerful step. Okay. And then just to eat it slowly, it says. To eat it slowly, to chew it slowly, to receive the energy. And again, just put the intention. We already in the Yachatz, the step number 4. And step number 4, again, it's a very powerful step. As we mentioned before, Yachatz, you can see here the kavanot, the intentions, right? We sweeten in the mother. And now, what is the Yachatz? Okay, we see there are 2 pieces, Dalet and Vav. This is the second matzah. Remember, we're taking the second matzah and we break it into 2. So one, we need to meditate the shape of Dalet. That will be the small piece that we need to keep. And then the other one will be the shape of the letter Vav. Again, if you break it, and it's not like usually the head table is breaking it. Also, everybody in the table, they can also break it if they wish, and they keep it in the side. But even though, it's not breaking the way you want it, but you can take in the small piece, you meditate the letter Dalet, the small piece, and the letter Vav is the big piece. And what we want to meditate here, something very important, that the Kabbalists explain, and the Rav, and Keren, Michael, they explain about it, that, the Ari explain that when we break in the matzah, right, we're receiving 2 letters, Dalet and Vav, right? That the father is purifying the mother, okay? Chokhmah is purifying Bina. So what's happening in that part, that we're going to use the afikoman, we're going to use the small part at the end of the meal. What does it mean? The end of the meal, after you finish eating, finish everything, finish dessert even, finish everything, suddenly you forgot about the afikoman. Suddenly they find in the afikoman, and we need now to do the connection with the afikoman. So the Kabbalah is saying, so why? Why? I'm already full. Why I need to now to eat the afikoman? So they're saying, what's happening in our life, when we're doing good deeds, we're creating an angel. And that angel go to the upper world. If I remember the good deed, he cannot enter the upper world. They cannot open the gate for him. When we forget about the good deed, they can open the gate for the angel, and the angel can enter, and he can say that good deed came from this person. So imagine how many good deeds we have that we remember and we didn't do let go, and we still holding to many angels. And then many times we don't understand why I'm not receiving what I'm supposed to receive. Look how many good deeds I did. Again, you remember the all good deeds, you didn't let go, you holding into those angels, they can't announce. So that part helping us, to clear ourselves with that thought. Every time I'm doing a good deed, I want to do let go. As I didn't do good deed. Like 0-0, It's like when I remember I used to play soccer, when even we score 1-0, we in our mind it's 0-0. So we continue fighting. If they score 1-0 again, so we need to fight back. But it doesn't matter how many goals you score, you need to think it's as 0-0. Because if not, you feel like, 1-0, 2-0, 3 even, I'm fine. No. This is how the opponent wants us to think. I did a good deed, so I'm okay. No, let go. I didn't do any good deed. Remember Yaakov, that he teaching us not to lie down or to trust the good deeds we already did. If we need something, we need to do more good deeds. If I think, I already did enough, who told you did enough? It's not the light. So of course it will be Satan. Because we don't know how many good deeds we need to do in order for us to receive the blessing we're supposed to receive. So this part is very, very powerful and very, very important. Okay, let's continue to stage to the 5th one. Now it's the Magid. In the level of the Magid, okay, now we're going to say the Haggadah. We're going to tell the Haggadah. This is the second part of the wine. Okay, remember also when we pour in the wine, it's good not to pour for ourselves. It's good to pour the wine for a person next to us, men to men, women to women, just not to mix energies, the levels of energy, minus and plus, so men to men, women to women. So we want to connect with the energy of sharing, especially in that night. And now we're going to receive again. We removing all of those negative loves, and here we want to remove. It's called all of those passion and negative energies. It's called ruach znut. All of the short circuit we did with the sex, in the past. Now, short circuit with sex can be also in the consciousness. Physically, people can do stuff. It doesn't have to be maybe just from this year. We know that we cleaning and correcting things also from previous years, right? Because I'm not sure I did it right last time, or I did it, I don't know, years ago. So I want to remove whatever I created, whatever still exists on my spiritual case. I want to remove it from my case. So, and after we do in the connection with the wine, we're going to read from the Agada. There is a lot of things to read over there. So you can scan, you can read, and we want to create that a positive energy through all of the stories and the words of the Agada, okay? And there is also angels over there that we're supposed to scan and connecting us with positivity and surrounding light for the entire year, okay? So we drink remember, every time we drink in the wine, we're going to drink the wine on the left side. Because, again, why? We want to control the energy of the left, the energy of the desire to receive for the oneself alone. Okay, so let's continue for the next step. Rachatza. Now we're going to wash our hands with the blessings because we're preparing ourselves to the meal, okay, to eat the matzah. So the intention is to remove negativity from our hands, to cleansing again, spiritual mikveh, okay? So there are a few things we do in here. Now we're going to do motzi matzah, the bracha, the blessings on the matzah. Now this is the first time, right? We're going to eat matzah. It's the best thing is to eat it just on that night, the night of the seder. That the mitzvah, right? To eat it on that night. So now we're receiving the gadlut bet, the first gadlut bet from Chokhmah, from Abba. Now we're changing negative fears. Negative fears. We saying the blessing on the matzah. Also, the matzah we're going to eat on the left side. On the left side. And okay, so now, just for us to put the intention, we need to eat at least a full matzah. Again, don't eat it like very fast. Eat it, slow, chew it very well. But the intention is very important. We might be very hungry when we come into that stage, to that step, but eat it on the left side and meditate. Meditate right now. The matzah, it's the energy of Abba, the level of Chokhmah, helping me to remove fears from my life. But also the matzah, it's called Mechla de Asveta. It's energy of healing, and Mechla dim Hemenuta. It's the energy of certainty. So let's just try to say it all together. Michla de Asveta, Michla dim Hemanuta. So it's energy of healing and energy of certainty. So when I'm eating, now this is the antenna that downloading all of this energy of healing, of certainty from the level of Chokhmah, level of Abba, and removing fears from my life. This is the antidote. So right now I want to chew it and eat it slowly and meditate. So now you can close your eyes, disconnect yourself a few, seconds for 2-3 minutes. Just eat and chew. It's good to eat if you have the matzah of the center, at least one round matzah. If you can have more, 1.5, because this is now the time. This is the real time to make the connection with matzah in the first night of the Seder. Okay? And you can see here, I put the names so you can read it. Mechla de Asvata, you can take a picture if you want. I don't know why there's no the other name, but Mechla de Asvata. Okay? So now we doing the blessing. Okay, we already say that. Second Gadlut. Okay. And now the next step, it's the Maror. It's the Maror. I think this is the step that a lot of people are waiting for and they love in this step. So with the Maror, okay, it's a horseradish, the step number 9. That's what it does. Okay, you can see it here, right? It's helping us for our correction for the entire year. So we need to chew the maror because it's very, very bitter and harsh. We need to chew it till it becomes sweet, okay? Because maror, numerical value, it's death. So we need to chew it and to sweeten in the energy of death in our life. Death is all of those times in our life that there are difficulties, okay? So we take in like a piece of lettuce, we put the maror inside, we put a little bit from the charoset, from this fruit blend, and we eat in with the intention that when we chew in, it's removing the walls around our heart. We want to remove all of the walls we built around our heart, okay? That's the intention. So before we continue,